Switch that V6 for the EV. Ride around my city, you should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip. Water like a fish sip. Box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate, we need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it changes cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the floor, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the floor, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dogg. My name is Lane, your crypto road dog. Kinda tagging along with you, helping to avoid the same mistakes that I made in the last few cycles. See if we can make this life-changing money together. Join me tonight as we pay tribute to our dear friend Tangem. Tangem, I love you, baby. Tangem wallets get 10% off. Use code DOG. Let's move on to the charts. Taking a look at Bitcoin, $30,331. Looks pretty juicy on this 1 minute chart. I'm on the 1 minute, so a little bit of time frame. Just bump out just a little bit. Still following this trend line. A lot of people getting really bullish about Bitcoin. A lot of people even calling for 40,000. And by any means, don't get me wrong, anything can happen in the crazy crypto market. But there are some signs that in some areas that Bitcoin's kind of knock out of the park for me to feel that we're going in that direction. Just solid right now, because there's a lot of things that we're doing something natural called a retest. So it all comes back to this little red trend line. This little red trend line that we've bounced off of so many times but fell through. It's just normal to have a retest of that, to go back up, knock on that door, say, "Hey, can I come in? Hey, can I? I'm not trespassing. I promise. Can I come in? I'll be good this time." And that's what we're doing. We're knocking on that door. Can we make it there, babies? Well, here's what I'm looking for. What normally happens? We've talked about this. So let's just go over what normally happens in most situations, okay? Just normally, when this situation happens. I mean, that would be a fair assessment that that's probably what's going to happen here, right? Get rejected off this trend line, and then we'll figure out where we're going to go. If we're going to make a higher low, that would be good. That would be a great sign. If it catches, say, right back down here at 27.5, something like that, or even higher. Cool. We're in a range, which is something kind of looking for right now. Or we get rejected there and we come down, we make a lower low. Well, that puts us in a situation where we gotta analyze our trend, because it looks like it's changing. Not so good. But this is the situation that people are apparently, some of them, if they forgot about this trend line, if they're not paying attention to that, if they're tuned in on the very small time frames, may miss this. But I mean, if we do break up above that, well, that is extremely bullish. That is very bullish. The key is, I mean, it can jump up in there and come quickly right back under it. So we got to see something close above that trend line. We got to see this line reestablish itself. And so we're looking about 31,500. Let's just say there. A good area to mark would be actually the top of this channel, or top of this wick over here. If we make a higher high. So on this particular chart, my candle high is telling me about 31,840. So it's safe to say on this chart, if I see us go 31.9 and we make a higher high, I'm going to take that as being a bullish sign. But I got to see it. I got to see it happen. Otherwise, what normally happens usually does. So I'd like you to pay attention to this one little thing here on the daily chart, how price has been coming up. But if you notice, our volume's been decreasing. That's a key metric that I'm not seeing people talk about. Does that mean that we're going to instantly go down? No, but that means that this is not a strong trend here. And it's happening over the weekend. I find that very interesting. They're trying to say it's retail. I don't think everybody's talking about Bitcoin just yet. I think there's a narrative out there. I think that narrative wants your Bitcoin. I think that narrative wants you to either think, ooh, this is a good time to take profits and sell, or maybe jump in so that they can bump that price up and then drive it down. But just saying, normally we get rejected up here, and we could definitely come up to 31.5. We could have a couple of bullish days. Just remember, tomorrow is Monday. They call it False Move Monday, so interesting to see how they react to this. There are some good signs to look at here on the daily, so we should probably talk about them. But since this is the beginning of our new week, let's go ahead and let's move to the weekly close. We do. Flip down the regular candles. Well, here I am, fellers, just standing right under this here trend line, watching these big candles that get bigger and bigger and greener, and I'll tell you, something to behold before us. But it appears that we are coming into an area of rejection here at this trend line, so we want to watch that very carefully on this weekly. But looking at what we closed on these normal candles, some call this a big green, some just call it a big green candle. But the ones that rode it up to the upside seem to have a smile on their face, so call it what you want. They say the green ones are the good ones. So we just now started out our new weekly candle right here. Flip-flop right over there. Got a nice little stubby little candle we can work on this week. We're just getting started here. And as I mentioned before, I can definitely see that if we start breaking above this trend line, that one right there, just paint it yellow. I see a red line and I want to paint it yellow. If we get above there, hey man, let's start looking for something really bullish to come on, like ETF news, and whoo, let's start getting on that bull bandwagon. But until that happens, I still gotta be bearish. I got to be sensible that we're going to have a very higher probability of coming back down, doing a little cool off period from all this excitement that we've had, well, over these past few days. So you start trading these, making these big moves on the weekends, and the big boys that missed it over here on this chart, well, they get a little upset about that, and they want to close something called a gap. So that might be an idea to contend with. Is there a gap? That is definitely a gap. I don't think you can count where the wicks go over it. It's pretty much an empty space that we're looking for. Interesting. This is the CME Micro Bitcoin Futures that they just opened tonight. They opened about 5:30 Eastern or Standard Time, I think, or 5:30. It's when the market opens back up for the big boys. And they seem to like this narrative of it going up so far. So interesting on that. Me, however, this is my play. I'm just still seeing us in a range, and I may be right and I may be wrong, but I just see this being an interesting time that we're likely somewhere under 31.8. Probably get rejected and just kind of fall back into this line, maybe down to 28. We'll have to see, take some measurements. It currently is in a bearish pattern, testing the top side. That is a bearish megaphone. It's at the top side of it, so it's a good confluence area for it to get rejected here too. But again, we break back into this trend line, maybe it'd be a different story. But keep in mind, trend line we were talking about also makes us rising wedge, and they break to the downside. Everybody say it with me. 68% of the time. It's almost a meme in trading now. But it's true. Some say it's even higher. But a possibility of something like that happening. More probable. So just to bring a little earth to the moon boys, I do think that Bitcoin will moon. I do think that we will see much better days and overcome 30,000 at some point. I'm just not sure that right now is the time, especially with these patterns and some of the things going on here. Especially looking at the 100 crossing over the 200 and just where our moving averages are. But there are some nice signs here on the daily. So let's go over the bullish stuff. We got money flow coming into the upside, going into the green. That's always welcome. We like that. That's good. So next day or two may be great. Ichimoku Cloud says, yeah, I feel like doing something. Let's go. So I still can see us rising up. So I'm not saying we're getting ready to just flip-flop right now. It may have some steam, but do expect a little bit of resistance there and possibly a retest of some level. And after that, we can take our measurements and kind of figure out, well, is this looking like we're going to get more downside, or does it look like we're going to just keep trying to ride underneath here and form a new trend? I just don't want to jump the gun. So pardon me if I don't have all those crazy thumbnails that I hear that are out there. I haven't seen too many of them yet, but I've been hearing stories. Hey, Grizz is in the house. There's Trago. What's up, guys? The taco pattern is taking off. That's funny. Grizz says, you're right. We haven't broken out of the range. It's been for over a year now. Yeah, when we break out of the range, I will feel much, we got confirmation that we would be more likely to be more bullish, but as long as it's still in this range, man. But I would say that the market makers will have some fun playing with shorts and things like this, especially the higher leverage, because they got a little wiggle room to play with there. But what we got on the weekly? This is notable to look at on the weekly, where the MACD is, we're getting across both on the histogram and on our moving average lines here. So that's kind of cool. So what would be cool is if it could just kind of flag out on, if it could break above this area. This is on the weekly. This is where the weekly candle closes, 30,500. If it could hold a zone above that, kind of flip to a new level, that would be interesting to see. But man, I don't see us zooming up to 40,000. But there's some nice signs here on the weekly. We followed Ichimoku Cloud forever. I guess since we hit it in here. And eventually, signs are saying that something good's coming of it. It just looks to me like it's more of like a struggle, if anything, and hopefully don't come back into the cloud and come down. Don't want that to happen. Still, it's just a good idea to remember where we came from, which was a rising wedge. Normally, you know, the price comes back down to close to where they start. Or you can take a measured move and try to get a little bit more precise. But they don't always have to. So just curious to see. I'm still in range theory. We got bullets over here, but we were still in range. Kind of the same thing going on, right? Or similar on the MACD. If I can pull it up, quit marking on it. See, she crossed right there, got a little blue, but it didn't last long. So, you know, we're not out of the woods yet. But there should be some interesting times, and looks like the altcoins are going to do well because of it. Or could get a little bit of a help. But right here's that area where we just crossed over and lost it. Got to wet that whistle, yeah. Oh, there's Nessie. Welcome to the chat, Nessie. I don't think I've seen you before, but make yourself at home. We just kind of chill out, listen to music, and we look over the Bitcoin and go over altcoins and just take a look at the market, and we try to find something to make us some gains. And currently, I guess if there's anything that I'm trying to drive home just from what I'm seeing on the weekly and other charts, just be cautious. Don't think that we're immediately going to the moon. There are some signs to look for. We haven't quite got there. So don't get caught up in the hype and buying on those highs. This is how they get you to buy the tops, baby. Just be careful. So that whether you are investing, DCA, actively swing, or even leverage trading, let's see what's going on the markets. One coin that is worth looking at tonight, we can't do without looking at it. We just talked about it the other night. Is this the one? Where's my chart? I must be over here on, I would have thought Binance. Chainlink. Full of surprises. Yes, it is. It has done something different. This is worth noting. I'm sorry, everybody. Everybody. We gotta stop the music. And we gotta take a moment to admire the artistic work that Chainlink has just had on this market. That is a weekly candle close. Hold on one moment here, right. Get our music sorted out there. So one interesting thing that we were talking about just was it just a couple days ago. It may have been, was it last night? I don't even think it was last night. We missed all this. When was it? Run to talk about it. And it was very apparent there on the weekly about when it comes up to this area about 950. That's where it usually gets rejected, and then we usually see something bad happen with Bitcoin. And we went through the charts, and that was true for every time that it had its highs here. Afterward, Bitcoin just fell. Well, we made it past those areas. That's doing something different. So this is looking like Wyckoff accumulation, in my personal opinion. And I won't go through the whole automatic rally, up thrust, show of support, and all that kind of stuff. It's not so much a pattern as it is just a sequence of events, but as a pattern trader, it fits right in line with how we look at a range. And so to put the accumulation into simple terms, rather than go through all that stuff, which is cool because there's different phases of it. It's a series of events happening in the market, but it still plays out on our pattern if we go with the parallel channel, right? And basically we're looking for this little area. They call it a spring. We call it a bear trap. Trap them bears. Put them bears, sink that teeth into them bear legs. Nothing like a good old juicy bear leg in the middle of the winter. Love it. So trap the bears, and then we start going up to the other side. And usually when you do have that, it will make it to the other side. A lot of times it'll go straight up there. This time we had a little bit of a pullback, but we did go up there. And we made a new high, retesting that top area. So for the parallel channel strategy and the Wyckoff accumulation strategy, they go hand in hand. It's two ways of saying the same thing. It's just that one's a lot more wordy than the other. And so what we would expect here by both theories is possibility to flag out on the top. Was this here before? I can't remember. But now we got something different out of Link. We've broken the pattern. And as long... Dude, can you get up here? I'll make you my flag. You're not my flag. And as long as we can flag out at the top here, or, you know, confirm this area as being solid at 934, well, my chainlink bags are going to be happy. I was tempted to do a little sell order here around the $9 range. Tried to buy it on the down low again then. And I did not. And happily so. There are times, that's the risk that you take when you do some of your position or swing trading, is the point of getting to selling, and the price keeps going up. And it works. It does work certain times, but then we start getting to a time when things are starting to change and that idea doesn't work as well. And kind of gets sucked. And then if you get back in, you're buying higher. So that's the kind of risk you take to rolling things over and rebuilding your portfolio. But hey, a lot of times it does work. If you do enough time, it balances out. But great sign that we're at these new levels here, $10.72 for Chainlink. And we could easily go up $12, $13, and that could happen pretty quick. There's not much over here. Nice little quick drop down, and we could just go right back up there just as easily. And so in my personal opinion, we're getting out of this accumulation phase, and now we can start seeing some improvements on our Chainlink bags.
Woohoo! Yeehaw! Yeehaw, cowboy! Let's ride them!
Ride that Chainlink fence. So shout out to anybody who is in Chainlink, long-term hold, short-term trade on the long, whatever. Nice. We can go from this swing high down to our bottom here, just to get an area. Okay, so this area that we're talking about, that $13, that's also a 236 fib area, so gotta see that get above. Break above that, or we're just gonna be in a bigger range. So that's kind of important. We need to get above 1275, hopefully 13. What I'm looking for is right here, $25. That's our 618. That's where we got a good chance to be working our way up to. Of course, we can see $17 and $21 on the way there. But Chainlink is starting to do a little something. 200 moving average here on the weekly is coming in at 1309. So that will be our next little target right there, 1309. Should I mark it? Let's come down to the daily here, which looks like it is ready to rock. It really needs to get a pullback, and I'm not sure that it will. It does not have to. So chasing this 9 moving average on the 4-hour would be a fair shot. I'm trying to get in at 944, but it would suck. It was a fake out and drove all the way back down to the bottom. Not saying that that's going to happen, but you don't know. I don't know. Are you ready for it if it does? Can you put tight stop loss? Tight stop losses would be in order for something like that, in my personal opinion. But whoopee! Chainlink getting ready to do something on the bigger time frames. Most I like the Chainlink, I'm glad I kept you, man, because you were boring the crap out of me. I mean, seriously, man, I would just look at you and you just stare at the wall like a mannequin. I didn't even think you were alive, Chainlink. You're just like, seriously, I thought you were a shadow on the wall. I had to move the coat rack over just to make sure if you were real, man. You just didn't do nothing forever. Who am I? I'm Chainlink. Look, I'm not moving. Chainlink. Naka Mobile Games. You remember Naka? We talked about Naka. Naka is getting bullish as crazy. We talked about the possibility. If it did come back up above this trend line, that would be extremely that's extremely bullish. That's like bullhorned bullish.
Yeehaw!
Nakamoto gains. And I chased this one. I did. When it was breaking out of here, I was not in this, and I'm like, it had come from a low, 8-9 cents. Already hit up to 38, and it fell back. And I didn't buy it at 20 cents. I forgot about it. Wasn't paying attention to it. I'm like, yeah, it has run up. It'll just be down and sideways. It didn't win its little sideways thing, but it kept wanting to go parabolic. So I'm between 28 and the 30 cent range. And I'm very pleased. Because I still got all that. I ain't trying to roll it over and all that. I mean, you can. But you got to be a little bit active and keep your eye on that. Make sure you don't miss out. You don't want to sell and have to buy back at a higher price. So when she comes down, I nibble at her a little bit. But right now, look at this. On the daily time frame. Indicators are looking kind of juicy here. There's a wee bit of bearish divergence forming here on the daily, but when we start doing this kind of thing, it doesn't care as much. It can kind of it cannot handle itself a little bit, She's got all the signs that she may be getting ready to go on a freaking crazy parabolic move. Absolutely outrageous. Outrageous. I mean, this bigger parabola could definitely extend. Now, Elliott Wave Indicator over here suggests that we've completed the 5th wave. Or that we're now working on the 5th wave, and that's why I'm not much of an Elliott Wave type guy. I do have a target, though. I'm looking at this. There's just about 5 steps that we're going through here, and we're successfully completing. There's 1, there's 2. This is working on a 3rd before it takes a 4th, and hopefully a 5th. So they're like steps or stages to a parabolic run. And honestly, I mean, I haven't seen very many get above stage 3 so far in our market when they start doing this. So it'll be interesting, but I do see a possibility of us getting up to about $7, $8 out of Nakamoto Games. I'm very pleased with how this one's performed for me, and I hope it continues. So guys, what's in your bags? What do you guys want to take a look at? Otherwise, I'm going to be going over some other stuff here. Going to go over my stuff, going to go over your stuff. Usually when you guys start talking, you guys know the gems. Hey, what's up, Marco? Glad to have you here. Strike is mean mugging me. Look at those teeth. All right, so Naka. We got to talk about Aave. Well, we've talked about Aave, and I liked it. Oh, look, I got a little thing. So Road Dog says buy here. Oh, if we ever got down there, you definitely know why we'd be buying. So this one's in a descending triangle, right? And this one has, you know, a decent little chance, about a 47% chance to break to the downside, 53% chance to break to the upside on these particular patterns. Sometimes you will see them come in bottom and then break out. And that's kind of like your bottom, a 4-touch or a 3-touch. Triple bottom, which this one's got 4 touches. So is that what we're looking at? It could be. It needs to confirm first. It's not really confirmed just yet. But nice pump up to $80 out of Ave. Remember, she was down around 50. Just back at the end of August, it was 50, and now she's sitting at $80. Just not bad. Just better when she goes to $548. That's what I'm looking for. So this is the time in the market that I like to be accumulating my bags for the long term. And my accumulation journey started about a year ago. Nibbling. Sometimes I nibbled a little too much. Sometimes I nibbled a little too much too early. But select altcoins that I want to go into and hold, and I've got my major bags, and then I've got my degen plays, smaller bags, smaller positions. But doing this on spot, rather than getting caught up too much in leverage and futures, although spot margin, that one's cool. If you have access to spot margin where you get to own the coins, yeah, that one you can do some damage accumulating in there. Until your exchange tells you that you're no longer welcome there because of some bald-headed guy in the SEC putting pressure on them. That kind of sucks. And then you have to move things around and sell things and take a loss. Suck you very much, Gary Gensler. That did not sound even. I'm not even going to address that. That did not come out that way. That is not the words that you heard. Let's move on. So Ave, I think it can do some damage. So I'm looking at basically it's still being in a range here. We got a little support resistance flip that we got over here, about $115. Came down here for resistance and, or came down here for support rather. Couldn't get above it here with resistance, and I think that's going to be an interesting level to watch there. Let's go, Ave.
Ave, he's a man. He can't do it. No one can. Ave.
Let's go. You know who we hadn't talked about in a little while is FTM. The Phantom of the Opera. The music makes me feel crazy, people. I apologize, but Phantom's got a breakout of this falling wedge pattern, breaking up to the upside, just saying, I'm going to trample all the way through that red Ichimoku cloud, baby. I'm going to make it. Moving averages are moving very nicely, doing the little crisscrosses that we need here on the daily time frame. Phantom's got some gas in his tank, and it wants to set itself on fire. Sadly, Phantom, tune us down here. We got a little support area, resistance area that you got to strategically come up with a plan to bypass to get through that, Phantom. How are you going to do that, baby? Are you going to fake them out? Are you going to come up there and do the lame duck, just fly up there? Whoa! Oh gosh, you guys got me. Oh, boom, surprise. Is that what we're going to do? Because I'd like that. That would be cool, Phantom. Can you do that for me? My Phantom bags would be very happy if you could pull something like that off, but I don't know if you will. I'm just very thankful that you came down to my juicy, sweet buy zone that we've painted on here around 17, 18 cents. Because for a few days last week, you were there. And very few people wanted you because you were down on the ground. Isn't it funny, Phantom? How life mirrors trading and trading mirrors life when you're down and out. Nobody cares, man. Nobody wants to help you out. Nobody wants to come to your rescue when you're down at 17 cents. Oh. But let you get a little come up, let you get a little grace, let you get a little mercy, and you flip things around and you flip over that non-moving average and you start breaking out of that trend line. Oh, you start starting to shine. You start starting to glow in the darkness, and people start paying attention to you. Suddenly now everybody wants to be your friend, Phantom. How's that make you feel? What do you feel about that? Do you like that? I'm sure you appreciate the sport now, but when you really needed it, where were they? I don't know. You got that passive aggressive gleam in your eye. I think you're just going to get us all excited. Get them all excited up here and then maybe just shake them out. I don't know. What are you going to do, Phantom? Let's see. This is a falling wedge here. There is a point probably that we can come up 23 cents and do a retest of the breakout area. It's very common with this 64% chance to come down to retest either the breakout area, which is about 18, 19 cents, or worse. And I hate it when it does this, but we come down to the actual trend line and that one sucks, but no signs of that just yet. But if you see us get rejected at 23, it's not over for Phantom. That is an area that it does have to struggle through with. But we should get a little pullback somewhere, either over here at 20 cents or all the way down here at the breakout. 18, 19, that would be a juicy time to get in. That's what I'm hitting at here, people. This is a setup. For those of you that are not into Phantom and you're looking for the next little pump, I suggest you still keep this little area in mind, man. I do. On spot. Spot trading. I mean, if you're willing to risk 7 to 8%, I don't know, say you sell with $1,000, and that's kind of big. For most people, that's a big trade. I'm just saying, especially on spot. But let's use 1,000 just because it's an easier number to calculate. And you're willing to lose $80 out of that 1,000. Might be a good area. I mean, you set your limit orders down here, and you can even layer them in. Get your position open. And it's got some good risk to reward ratio, especially to come up here to this area about 30 cents. And you know it will, because that's cheap for Phantom. 30 cents is cheap for Phantom. I've been looking really more for a longer swing trade, somewhere up about 48 cents. That's a 160% return pulling that one off. That's a 20-to-1 risk to reward ratio for that juicy swing trade, which is, that's pretty good. Phantom is a good long-term swing trade in my personal opinion. And look, just up to the area that we need, 30 cents. That's going to be a hard area for it to get past. But trading up to there, 65% return on your investment. Where can you take $1,000, put it in there, get $650 out of it? Come out of this with $650 instead of the $1,000 that you put in. Yet you only risked $80 if you put your stop loss there. If it goes against you, and you can also get out earlier, because I can tell you, if you start coming back and getting back inside that trend line, that trade is over. So if it started coming back and playing around with this area, I would consider that over anyway. So you could catch it even earlier. I'm just saying. That's a good trade. Here's something else that's worth looking at. It's this trend line here from this wick to the wicks to the wicks. And now we broke back into that, making this a what? Oh, that's a bear trap. What happens with bear traps, man? They usually freaking go up, just like what we're seeing right there. So, Phantom, interesting. She's a pumping, but she needs to cool off. She needs to come back to around 19, 20 cents. Seriously. Then we can get in, if you're not in already. Or you can add to your bags. But altcoins seem to be on the move here. As you can see right here, we're moving to the upside. Now, we were in a range. Are we going to do what Chainlink did? Are we going to break out of this range? Could be something we need to take a look at. Get a feel for what altcoins are going to do in general. Let's go pull this little baby up. But first, before we do, what's that girl saying? I can't tell what she's saying. This is supposed to be a clean version, whatever it is, but it doesn't. What is she saying? It shouldn't be explicit at all. All right. Well, so chat boxes keeps disappearing on me. Get back over here, chat box. Hey, Chris is in the house. How's it going, Chris? It says LDO just broke out of a falling wedge. Just take a look at LDO. Liquid staking derivatives. Lido Finance, if I remember correctly. Lido, Ladocio. We got a bear trap situation here too. What we got? Oh, possible. Okay, so same situation. I mean, if this is a bear trap though, if she gets real bullish and she breaks up here and confirms that, look for it to go to the top of the bigger channel that we're in. But we got to see it do that. I mean, we're talking up to $4 if that scenario happens. It's not how it usually works out. I'm just saying, but there is a point in the market where we can see that happen on a lot of things. Where they're trying to fake us out because it wasn't pulled back to 618. So what am I trying to say about this market? Well, we'll get to it when we go to total 3, but I'd say just be cautious. Because we got a very bullish narrative with actually bearish signs on our charts there. So normally what we do is get rejected on these trend lines. So just keep that in mind. However, don't put it past these people to try to pull a fast one and break up in here and still try to make you think that, oh no, we're still coming. I don't know. Maybe the news will change and suddenly all it's bearish news. And then everything keeps pumping up. Just keep your eyes on them. Don't trust them. Just know that usually we get rejected here. That's just what usually happens. That's about at $1.82. But it could definitely pull a fast one. Because otherwise, you know, it's got to come down some. Does that kind of fit with our narrative now? Does it have to fit with our narrative now? Not necessarily. I'm just curious. I'm just curious if they're trying to set everybody up. They like to get us. They like to put confusing statements out there. And it seems like there's several out there right now. So let's take a look at, oh, excuse me. Take a look at total 3 here. Just kind of zooming out. Let's go to this weekly. Total 3. Here was my concern with total 3. Same thing. Major trend line right there. Had a retest of it. And what are we doing now? So let's make that red so we won't get confused. But that red line is very important to me. Make sure we got our touches there on the wicks and kind of extended it there. And this is like a retest, but yes, you still got a little bit of bullish tendencies. The only thing I don't like is the 100 coming kamikaze down. Looks like a bunch of whales. That's what I see. The charts tell me it's a bunch of whales. They're pulling this off. It's clearly right before us in the charts. The whales are doing this. There's my proof. But it's bearish if this happens overall, usually. And just being below the 200 movement average, especially on the weekly. We're still in bearish territory. Currently getting a pump up. Okay, that's good. That's good. But it's weird that we're under this. We lost this major diagonal trend line. And to me, that's a big sign. That's a warning sign. And it would tell me, if anything, we should kind of get a lot of sideways indecisive action, maybe an accumulation period, something. It's not something that's bullish like, ooh, we should just start going straight up. Those signs, no. This says no. This is like a concrete wall divider that they put in the freeway. You just don't drive through that. It needs to be some resistance there. So just some caution there. So short-term pumps, yeah. But remember, Bitcoin dominance is still kind of the ultimate factor there, and it's steadily going up, meaning, remember that little Wyckoff accumulation kind of thing we talked about? And also, you know, compared it with us as like pattern traders, this being a channel. They overlap beautifully without all the muck details and terms. Automatic rally and all that stuff, okay, right? So basically we break up and then we flag as support, and then we're off to new ground, right? That's what's happening with Bitcoin dominance, and that's generally not good for altcoins. That means money's coming from altcoins and going into Bitcoin. So definitely ETF hype will help assist this, and ETF approval, well, that will, wow. Let's talk about that just a moment. Let us talk about that. When you go back and you look at Bitcoin, right back here when it was 2017, $18,000, that's when our first ETF came out. The futures Bitcoin ETF came out. What happened? Well, the reason they did that, because that gives you more of a ability to manipulate price. Paper Bitcoins do not equal regular Bitcoins. But yet, it can affect the price. Affect the sentiment, so to speak. And during low liquidity times, well, whoever's got the most Bitcoin can definitely move price. And that can be very lucrative on futures and derivatives. So there's an incentive there to manipulate prices. Remember, JP Morgan likes to do all this stuff with gold and silver. They used to. They get in trouble for it and get fined for it, because they control spot and manipulate futures and vice. You know, they're complicated. They want to take your money and they're good at it. Just know that. ETF approved futures. Know what happened over here? ETF freaking approved. I think there were 2 or 3 of them, right? What happened? Boom, down. Now a spot ETF, theoretically, since this is the real asset, we're expecting that to have the opposite effect. So a spot ETF would start making us definitely moving to the upside, as we actually got the tangible asset that is available to the bigger players and corporations that want to take their treasuries and invest in some other things that maybe don't depreciate against the dollar as much as things, or not as risky as some of the other tech stocks. Although, you know, I've got to say, crypto, even Bitcoin, it's not as nearly as volatile as it used to be. It's slowly becoming, it moves slower now, usually. Sometimes it's just boringly slow, but it wasn't always that way. I mean, it could be 400 and then 2 days later be 1200 and then be back down to 600. You know, it was just crazy. Hey, Grimmer's in the house. Gotta start work soon. Hope you guys have a great evening or day soon. It's almost 6 a.m. here in Germany. Wow, that's early, man. Shout out for you being able to get up early. I have clearly not mastered that. I'll check out the rest of the video after work if you have a chance to check out Ori and Labs. Yeah, we can do that. Definitely. Let's check out Labs. We talked about this recently, I think, right? So the overall pattern here is just a, you know, opening, broadening wedge, but it's got more of a level top there. Now those are kind of interesting. They have a little bit higher chance to break up to the upside. Off the top of my head, I think it was about 55% chance for it to actually break out there. So keeping my eye on that aspect. Now Labs, let's go over here. Someone gave me a very interesting comment that I thought was worth. Oh, it was over. Am I thinking about Labs or am I thinking about Kadena? Okay, yeah, I think it was Kadena. But here was some information from Grimmer. Circulating supply of Labs groups has been released at 10 billion now as of October 2023. no more inflation to come. That 2 billion is long not updated. So we looked at it here before on CoinMarketCap. So we're getting some information here. Because it says maximum supply 10 billion, total supply 10 billion, circulating supply is 2.8. So he's saying that this has not been updated, and the circulating supply is supposed to be in the 10 million. Go back over there. That all 10 billion have been released. So that is an interesting factor to consider there. So labs quickly. Anybody not familiar with it? Well, I was pretty sure you told me. Well, it's the price data. Really? You don't have what you are. This is one that may be interesting. Make sure I'm thinking of the right ones. Introduce an owner's circle NFT. We're building a world where, okay, this was the real estate one, right? They're going to fractionalize. Okay. The liquid assets brokerage system labs is the vanguard of a new era of real estate investment, harnessing the strength of a robust ecosystem with the innovative token system. We leverage the power of decentralized finance and governance and barriers. I remember this one. So this one I think is interesting because we are headed in that direction. I'm just curious on how that would actually timeshares, things like that. I can see that being really big here. Those kind of things, maybe even B&B rentals, that kind of thing. As to actual real estate, there's a lot of work needs to be done with local laws for one thing, documentation, courthouse records, all these little things. It's going to take some legislation and regulation, but eventually we will be getting there. I totally believe that. We will have digital ownership, like deeds to our houses and things like that. Our cars will be basically something in the nature of maybe an NFT or something very, very similar to that. However, with the own nothing and be happy movement out there, I don't know. They may have different plans. But labs, okay, that one looks interesting. So we got this pattern. It should 55% chance if it comes up here and confirms that it should get to continue up, but it's got a fight ahead of it. It's got some struggle with it. So just kind of leveling out. We just needed to actually. Here's what we need. And I'm on the weekly chart here. We want to see price get above the 9-moving average. That's the first step that we need to get over. And that's going to get us above 0.00037 area. Reclaim this area that we lost right here. Are you not drawing again? That area. Got to get above there. Confirm that for support. And then we got a much better chance for moving to the upside. So those are the signs I need to see first out of the labs. Now, the other one's iChain. This is another one of my long-term holds. I don't have a huge bag of this, but I mean, I'm cool with what I got in it and got it working for me. So I'm curious to see how this one plays out and how this one goes. An AI Oracle on the Cosmos ecosystem. I'm trying to find the right chart to get in on here. This is KuCoin. Do we have a chart? Yeah, we got it charted. And basically just been in this channel. Now, it's a bullish channel. It should break to the upside. About 64% chance that it will. But, we just kind of stay in it until we don't. And currently, we're on the weekly time frame. It's been coming up. So the price is down to 172 and we're sitting at 246. So we're coming to the upside. On the weekly, we've broken above the 9-moving average, and that's a good sign. That means that we're now starting a possible uptrend. That's what we want to see. And starting to reclaim some of the other moving averages. So we're going to be moving up here, in my personal opinion, up to about 306, 308, maybe up to 354. But this is a breakout with some volume, not as much volume as I'd like to see, but there is some volume there, and it looks like also a 786 retracement here. So a good area for a turnaround and for a trend reversal. So coming from the downside turn, we're going to start working our way back up. So I see that as a good sign for ORI chain, and basically we're just coming back to the top of the pattern, and I would love to see it get back up to about $8. That would be awesome. And that might be an area that I would consider taking a little bit of profit out of my bags and maybe moonbacking them and then let them just sit there and work. But accumulating this at these yummy prices around $1.50, somewhere under $2, definitely a smart move. And the payouts over there for staking and on the DeFi has been cool. And there is a limit to how many of these coins there are. What is... And you can get this on the live exchanges there and also over on Osmosis on DeFi. And there are other exchanges on the Cosmos ecosystem that have this. So ORI chain, let's just go over the tokenomics real quick on it. Why I like ORI chain. Maximum supply 19.779 million. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. I didn't say 3 billion. I didn't say 10 billion. I didn't say 40 trillion. I said 19 million. It's sitting here at $2.46. It's had a history going up to $8. Its all-time high, for this is a new coin, all-time high, well, it was February 2021, and I didn't even have an idea about it. At $107, we're sitting here at $2.46. Do you think it's possible with that many coins in circulation, or that few coins in circulation, that we might actually reach that number again, or even half that? Would you be cool with making it $50? $50 sounds kind of cool for me. We are ORI Chain, the world's first AI-powered oracle and ecosystem for blockchains. Beyond data oracles, we aim to become the first AI layer 1 in the blockchain sphere, with a complete AI ecosystem serving as a foundational layer for the creation of an all-new generation of smart contracts and dApps. With AI as the cornerstone, we have developed many essential and innovative products and services, including AI price feeds, full on-chain, VRF. I do not know what that is. Data Hub AI Marketplace with 100 plus AI APIs, AI-based NFT generation and NFT copyright generation royalty protocol, AI-powered yield aggregator, blah blah blah. Cosmosm IDE. That will be a big thing for Web3. Cosmosm. Wow, that's a lot of nerd speak. Does anyone here speak nerd? Please raise your hand. Can you translate this into layman's terms? We all want to know the question. Number go up, when moon. Can someone interpretate that? Can we run this through Chat GPT? Does that say when moon? I like the idea of it. So it is one of my lottery plays, and I got 2 little bags of this working for me, just making. They're just, I don't know what they do, but you know, like rabbits, they just start multiplying ORI chain over there. So cool. Let my bags grow, getting my share of that 19 million, because I'm telling you, the rewards I'm getting over there compared to how many, when you consider what's there for them to give out in total, if you're just even staking or you're doing the DeFi over there, you're racking up right now. This is the time. Actually, this is starting to be the latter part of the stage. You still got some time, but you want to get all that you can for free if you got it. So if you're sitting on your ORI chain bags, man, think about staking it. Don't just let it sit on the exchange. Make that stuff work for you, man. Work it, girl. You work the system. That's what you gotta do. You gotta pimp them little things out. Work it. Get out there and you bring something back to me. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? Do you hear me? Look at me when I'm talking to you. ORI chain, you get out there. You go out there, you fly on there, you show some ankle, you do what you gotta do, but you bring something back. You bring something down home. Oh my God, did he just say that on YouTube? So some cool things going on. I'm going to check over to the charts. Gamer says he's looking for a lower buy price. Are we going? Well, let's take a look. I'm here on the weekly Aura chain. How are you looking on the daily? I was looking at the possibility of these two areas if we broke through this trend line, but we didn't. So we're traveling within this channel until it decides not to. It looks like we're headed up about 268 here, and then maybe we'll get rejected there. But even so, I mean, now we're at the point where, you know, anything below 225 is starting to look to be a good buy place. So now eventually we will get some retracement. At some point we'll get a pullback. Where that will be, I mean, I can't. We can pull a fib and we'll come up with those same areas that we just had, and that hasn't changed. But then we're looking at not being in this trend anymore, and I would rather see it just keep going up and then come down, and I don't know. That's just me talking. It's got a good chance of flipping this area. It needs to do this. This 250 area, if it can flip that. Do you see that? You see this little wick over here, and you see all this stuff? That's going to be that's the magical area. If you go back further, you even see some more areas where it's having trouble with this area. Yeah, so we got to get above that to really solidify this, to make this official. So technically anywhere below that line is really kind of juicy to get in on this, and especially if you're going to put it to work for you for long term. Because once we get above $2.50, and then baby, we're ready to start working our way back up. Remember, this guy got to where? $107, and we're just, you know, kind of looking for $8.50 over the next little bit. We need to start getting into the tens and hundreds. Can she do it again? 19 million out there? I think it's a good chance. Why, I like it. That's why I got it. What's your reason? Did you just think it was cute? I just saw Aura chain there, and I just went up to her and I just said, hey, I like the way you jiggle. Would you like to jiggle with me over on the dance floor? And Aura chain said, sure. So we jiggled. Oh, this has been so beautiful ever since. Aura chain, I like it. So what else is popping off? What else do we need to take a look at? We need to take a look at QNT, because baby, those little pep talks. I am firstly available to be the coin whisperer. It seems that when I break everything down and give them a pep talk, I think they're listening. I want to start talking to more coins, man. Tell me what coin in the chat, man, you want me to give a pep talk to. Give it that little come to Jesus moment where I tell them what they need to do. They better straighten up. So far it worked. QNT got the message right there. Came out of this juicy buy zone around $85, $86, and now we're up to 96. Yeah. Can we break 100? Can QNT make it up there? Continue this momentum up to $100? That will make me happy. That will make me stop cussing QNT every time that I see it drop. And I would love to be more positive with you, QNT. I really would, because we started out so good, so positive together, and then you pulled all this crap. You fell off the wagon, and hey, I don't want to bring you down. You're doing great. You're doing great now. I'm telling you. I think you're up for a scholarship and all that stuff. You just keep doing you, baby. I just needed you to kind of push for those 3 digits now. You got it going on. Let's keep this momentum going, baby. You can do it, QNT. Because if you don't, I'm going to whoop that ass. I'm just telling you straight. Tell me your coin. You need. I should have saw that coming. Oh, I should have saw that coming. Let's see if this works. Let's do the road dog voodoo. Half peppy. I'm looking for you, baby. Is it only on Uniswap? They got half pizza. I don't even know. So half peppy. I guess we're going with is this in Ethereum or is this in Peppy 0.5. They got a 2.0. We've done this one before. I don't know if it's going to be on Trading View. We may have to do it on another one. That's cool. We'll do it on another one. Let's go over. Where were we? Peppy 0.5. Half Peppy. Woo! Make me sweat over here. About Half Peppy. Get ready for an exciting journey in the ever-evolving world of cryptocurrency with Half Peppy. Woohoo! Inspired by the success of the Peppy project. That's who we copied. Half Peppy is a next-generation digital asset on the Ethereum blockchain. Only on Ethereum. Our vision to create a decentralized community that's not only committed to making a revolutionary impact on the crypto landscape, but also upholds the spirit of fun and creativity, woo, represented by the beloved character Peppy. The beloved character, Peppy. Half Peppy is designed to be more than just a cryptocurrency. It's a symbol of internet culture, a show of solidarity for our digital age, and a fun, engaging way to participate in the new digital economy. Give me your money, buy Half Peppy so I can dump on you. More news updates. I don't know, it sounds good. They may have an awesome community. I don't know anything about it. Let's go check out. Where's the chart, Peppy? Is this all we got on Half Peppy? Oh, come on. Come on. You got a contract right there. We can go somewhere. Can I click that? Don't you take me to Etherscan. You always take me to Etherscan. Don't you have that deck stuff, baby? All right, so I guess we're going to Dex Tools. Now I got to copy. How to do this? Duplicate. Duplicate that window because I don't want to mess up with the Floki Safe Moon. So probably need to take a look at. Floki Safe Moon, since we're here. Flagging out. Oh, did you break back in this? That's not right, Floki Safe Moon. You get back up here. Get your butt back up. Come on, you can do it. Make this a bull trap, Floki Safe Moon. Don't you come back into this pattern because I know you headed back down here. I know you are. Get up. All right, so that's a quick look at Floki Safe Moon. Now we're going to take a look over here at Half Peppy. Folks, Half Peppy just has been on a, I don't know, just staying below the non-moving average on, I think, every single time frame. Let's see if anything has changed on that. Not on the 3-day, not on the 1 day. Oh, 1 day, look at that. Oh, there's a change here. There's a little glimmer of hope here on the daily chart for Half Peppy as it gets above the non-moving average. That's the first steps to recovery. Good for you, Half Peppy. Half Peppy? Half Peppy? I know you have had an unfair life. Being a half a frog, it can't be easy. Because we can clearly see you ain't got no legs. Half Peppy, you ain't got no legs. Somebody cut your frog legs off and they put them in the skillet. Probably happened down in New Orleans. Frogs need to stay away from New Orleans, I'm just telling you. They will eat you there. Because they know how to cook you up good. Oh my gosh. New Orleans frog legs? Yes. Yes. So Half Peppy lost his legs and just flip flop, flop flop, flop flop. Drug his just body. Just drug himself with his arms, but leaving his entrails just littering up the sidewalk. Got stepped on a couple of times, even kicked into the gutter. Half Peppy, I know you've had a hard life, baby. But your heart's still beating, Half Peppy. Tells me you have not bled out yet. You got that frog luck. It's like those cats have 9 lives. You just got endless blood. What's red and green and goes 100 miles an hour? It's a frog in a blender, baby. That is you, Half Peppy. You are that frog in that blender, but you know what? It ain't just your legs that taste good. It's all that mushy stuff inside you. I'd like to see something else come out. I would like to see more of your green side rather than all your guts hanging out, driving prices down to crazy sub-zero. You got so many zeros. It's just, is that air bubbles coming up? Or I don't know, Peppy. But I'm just saying, there comes a time in a frog's life, especially when he figures out that he just doesn't have any legs, and I know if you had wings, you wouldn't bump your ass on the ground, but you don't have wings. That's what you need, though. You need some wings, man. You need to get off your ass, is what I'm trying to say. Get off your ass, Half Peppy. You own your ass. You need to start bouncing up like those little gurus. Bouncing off your butt. Let's start making some headway. It's bad that you don't have ears. If you had ears, we could stretch them out and you can catch some winds, and that could be your little frog wings. But we got to figure out something else for you, Half Peppy. I just need you to do something. Do something for Strega. Don't leave Strega hanging like this, Peppy. I need you to start going up now, man. And if I don't see you get above this 21 moving average, it's going to be Half Peppy smoothies here at the Road Dog Crypto Show. Remember that little frog in the blender? That's what I'm saying. Get your mind right. Get your mind right, Half Peppy. Let's see if that works. All right, so I'm going to take a look at Kadena here. We've looked at this one before, and it broke this trend line, came back, and it looks like it did a retest. And now we come back to more downside, even went down further than my juicy buy targets. You went down to 41 cents, Kadena. So we talked about this, and there are rumors of that one having ties to JP Morgan and things, but I've got a nice little comment that I want to share. I think it was stream worthy. Comes from One Hit a Quitta. And so this is some stuff that I don't guess I explained, but here we go. So Kadena, many people shy away from it because of the false rumor that the project is associated with JP Morgan. So this is misinformation. Misinformation is spread because the Kadena founders, Will Martino and Stuart Popejoy, were previous employees at JP Morgan's blockchain department. I do remember reading that and reading about that. So shout out to One Hit a Quitta for bringing this attention back to, because we want the details on here. And sometimes I skip over things. Sometimes I forget things. Sometimes I don't know things at all. And we got to find them out. But I've been in Kadena for a little while, and I do remember the JP Morgan narrative there. And that is, yeah, that's the details that I remember on that too. Although they just don't sit on the forefront of my mind. And it's easy for, you get this rumor, oh, it's a banker's coin. Well, no, they were employed there. So we're taking that knowledge and the things that applications that they could see a use for a blockchain in a more commercial sense, building their own to be a little bit more adaptable to that than some of the other decentralized things that we got going on. So I think it's cool. I think that's one of the reasons why I want to be in it. If they got their fingers in it, I want my fingers in it too. They know something we don't, and they can probably make this come on. I think it's a good play. I've been in it for a while, so that's what I'll say about Kadena. All right, so they have JP Morgan develop its own blockchain and left to create their own. JP Morgan is not involved in Kadena at all. However, that's not the main reason Kadena has been a poor performer in the bear market. One reason is that it's proof of work, which I happen to personally like. So like Bitcoin earlier days, it's not very well distributed. So those who bought it and sell it with no intention to hold it. Also, Kadena does not pay influencers for promotions. Cool. Notice none of the major influencers talk about Kadena. Well, don't see much about Kadena, and my Kadena videos don't get a lot of clicks. Not a lot of people out there just really searching for it. Kadena has been mainly focused on developing its own smart contract language and developing its core infrastructure. These are not the glamorous parts of development, so a lot of people have lost interest. However, this is changing slowly. Kadena has a lot of new partnerships and DeFi coming soon. Keep an eye on Kadena. Thanks for the video, Rodog. So I like Kadena, and I was playing with CatX. That's one of the DeFi platforms over there. Got the Kadena wallet and everything over there. I just found out, I believe, finally, Crypto.com, I can now get my Kadena off of there to my wallet. For the longest time, they didn't have a way to take it off of there. So I just, dollar cost averaging in, and let's just face it, Kadena has dropped. So that particular bag is not looking as healthy as it once was. But I think back at what it was, and there's no doubt in my mind we're going there and beyond. So I'm cool with it. I like Kadena. Just like to get some of that off of Crypto.com, put the rest of it and put it to work for me, baby. I like that it's proof of work, and it's interesting that you get DeFi on proof of work, and I think we're starting to see that of Kadena. Also Caspa. So a lot of these layer ones I like, especially if they're tied to proof of work or a proof of work hybrid. Something like that I do like a lot. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of a turnaround in Kadena. It's a juicy price at 45 cents. Still looking for some targets to be hit, but we had to chart it over here at $9. $6. What if you got back there again? Would it be worth it? Buying at the bottom prices? I mean, we're at the bottom. Nibble, nibble. We got the green dot on Market Cipher right here. Maybe it's just finding their bottom here. INJ looking very happy, hitting at $9.59, pulling a chain link on us. Now, is this one going to break to the upside out of this trend line? Is it going to send us on a even more parabolic move? Well, if it breaks that back over above this trend line, then I would look for it. Good possibility. But we could just be retesting like we looked at. So everything else just come back down to this other secondary trend that we're in, this channel. Could go sideways or even break to the downside. All those are possible. Right now, she's showing a lot of strength. If we see her come up, she gets above $10 and holds that, she's wanting to go toward 18, 20. Let's just put it that way. And then we just have to start looking at some other bigger areas, such as this one is 16.14 for a measure move to the upside. Possible if we can get above $10. So INJ, that was another one that was hard for me to get in on. I forgot about it. I wanted it. Forgot about it when it is at its juiciest, like, sub $2. And I think it's around 3 to 5, those areas where I was building up my bags and pulling it off KuCoin and putting it to work for me, staking. And I like the staking rewards on it too. INJ, they got a lot of interesting things going over there. Derivative platform that has been launched, I believe, where you can do futures trading decentralized on INJ's network. So they're out there for real to do something. I and J is why she keeps wanting to go up, in my personal opinion. Strigger says KDA was like 20 bucks in 21, and I don't even think I paid attention to it at all then, sadly. But it being under $1, I think is great. I don't think we're taking a look at Caspa. Let's take a look at Caspa. And if there is no more requests, I think I will call it a night after that. Caspa is as Caspa does. She's still in that rising wedge. I'm on the weekly here too. Just looking at the weekly on most of these charts tonight. That's the smartest ones to trade, really, especially if you're investing or playing a longer term. So this is still doing everything that I've had in my video that's been out for a while, and we're just in that rising wedge, and I still maintain that a trigger order at 5.8 cents as one way to play that, because that would be the new high, signifying that we may go parabolic. That would be the sign of the breakout to the upside of this. But my personal opinion, we probably would have already went parabolic and broke out of here by now. So we may get rejected and eventually come to the downside of this. Now this pattern usually breaks one way or the other about 75% of the way into the pattern. So that's going to be somewhere around this mark. You know, if you extend this one on out as far as it goes. So it's got a little while, like into, you know, November, a few more weeks until it actually has to get booted out of this pattern, or a common area where it would get booted to out of this area. And it could be up here when it does it, go up, or it could be down here and go down. So sorry, I cannot tell you for sure what this is going to do. I'm just saying that this has so far been a good area to pull a short. A little risky though, but eventually it may not. But overall, this pattern does want to come back to the downside, and it's just what it is. But if she goes against that, oh, that would be a fun move. And a lot of people will be pissed that they missed it. So I'm not selling my Caspa bags, even though they're at these juicy highs. I'm not taking any profit in this one because I didn't get the big bag that I wanted when it was all nice and juicy, because I wasn't paying as much big attention to it. So, but I am in profit and I'm holding that one. Not deciding to moonbag this one anytime soon. Caspa, I likes it. I wants to see it get to 9 cents. Well, that's nonsense. No, it's 9 cents. That's what I want out of it. Caspa, you can do it, baby. I know you can. Strega says waiting for that SoFi. SoFi was doing good, wasn't it? That's Rye Finance. Is that right? Was that the right one? I remember there were two different ones last time too, right? Oh, is this the one that likes to pump? Oh, yeah. So we're looking at it's got a good chance of doing these spikes again, but you know, no telling when. I mean, it just doesn't do it all the time, right? But it started it. And those, if I remember right, they had a pretty good chance of pretty good return, 50%, 78%, 110%. Whew. Got the yawns on all those levels there. May take it a while. So if we got the right one, SoFi, Rye Finance. It could. She's starting to get just a little bit of a rounding in the accumulation. This may be a bottom, and it may stay down here for a while, just kind of flipping out and everything. But it could definitely be a profitable trade, because eventually it's got to come back up here and retest this area at, what is that, 8 cents? Yeah, it's got to get up there from 2.5 cents to 8. That'll be the nice big move to try to catch. Just don't know when it might be, but Daily's got the green dot confirmed there, and some signs it wants to go up. Sometimes some signs here that's a little bit tired right now. I would feel better once it gets above that 4 hour moving average. But you know, it's above the 9, so can't say anything bad to it. That's good. Stay above the 9. Hang in there. Fight for your right to go up. All right. Strega says 8 cents would be great. 8 cents would be awesome. They can do it. Just don't know when. She looks like she's got some more games to play and some more accumulation through here. But she does like that 6 cent area pretty well. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. If you can, smash that like button before you leave. Help this channel reach out to more people. Let more people come over and see if they enjoy hanging out with the Road Dog and our family, our Road Dog family. Because the family's cool. Road Dog kind of sucks sometimes, but the family's always cool. So I give you a little dose of it.
Out there have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Little dose of Elvis there. Appreciate you for being here, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. Trade carefully. Watch out for tomorrow as those market makers come in and think they're going to try to get into that portfolio of yours. You know they will. Yeah. Careful. Hold on to that Bitcoin. I'm just telling you, you want to keep that Bitcoin. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them take your Bitcoin. Trade carefully with the altcoins. Someone will be popping off. Whether you take profits or hang on to it, that is your call. But we can always watch it here in the market. Give you the most informed TA that we can to help you make the right decisions. And tell you about my screw ups so that you won't do them. The ones I made before, and I still make some now. Don't think I'm perfect. Because I appreciate you for being here, and see you tomorrow night.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Fade out of the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you was really was about your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Sure you like my vibe, that's my candy.